The silent friction occurring beneath the waves of the East China Sea represents a pivotal shift in the security architecture of the Indo-Pacific. While media attention frequently gravitates towards the visible posturing of aircraft carriers and the aerial intercepts of fighter jets, the decisive strategic variable remains the underwater domain. For Japan, a maritime nation dependent on open sea lanes, the challenge is existential. The focus of this underwater rivalry has crystallized into a technological duel between two distinct philosophies of naval warfare. On one side stands the People's Liberation Army Navy with its rapidly expanding fleet, spearheaded by the advanced Type 039C Yuan-class submarine. On the other stands the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force with its unwavering commitment to qualitative superiority, embodied by the new Taigei-class diesel-electric attack submarine. This comparison is not merely about hull numbers or displacement, but concerns the fundamental physics of stealth, energy density, and the tactical evolution of undersea warfare in the 21st century. The strategic geography dictates the nature of this confrontation. The chain of islands stretching from Kyushu to Taiwan forms a natural barrier known as the First Island Chain, which restricts the Chinese Navy from accessing the deep waters of the Pacific Ocean. Critical passages such as the Miyako Strait serve as choke points that Chinese submarines must traverse to become a true blue water threat. Consequently, the operational requirement for Japan is distinct from that of the United States. Japan does not necessarily require nuclear-powered vessels designed for global circumnavigation. Instead, it requires ultra-quiet, high-endurance conventional submarines capable of lying in wait within these contestable straits, acting as an invisible wall. The Taigei-class was designed precisely for this asymmetrical function. An analysis of the adversary reveals that the Chinese Type 39C is no longer a platform that can be dismissed as an imitation of Western technology. It represents a mature, indigenous design philosophy that prioritizes stealth optimization for littoral operations. The most striking visual feature of the Type 039C is its angled sail, a geometric design choice that breaks the vertical continuity of the hull. This mushroom-shaped structure is engineered to scatter active sonar waves and minimize the acoustic signature of the submarine when it is operating in shallow waters, where sonar reverberations are chaotic. Analysts note a resemblance to the Swedish A-26 design, yet the application here specifically addresses the threat posed by the active sonar arrays of Japanese surface combatants and maritime patrol aircraft. Furthermore, the Type 039C relies on an air-independent propulsion system, likely utilizing Stirling engine technology. This system allows the submarine to recharge its batteries without surfacing for air, enabling it to remain submerged for weeks at a time. The ability to loiter silently makes the Type 39C a formidable ambush predator. Armed with YJ-18 supersonic anti-ship cruise missiles, this platform can threaten surface vessels from ranges exceeding 500 kilometers, effectively extending the Chinese anti-access area denial envelope from below the surface. The combination of numerical superiority and sufficiently advanced stealth technology creates a saturation threat that quality alone struggles to address. Japan has responded to this challenge not by matching hull numbers, but by pioneering a propulsion revolution. The Taigei, meaning big whale, is the first operational submarine class in the world to completely abandon the traditional lead-acid battery and air-independent propulsion combination in favor of heavy-duty lithium-ion batteries. This decision entails significant risk but offers a decisive tactical advantage. While air-independent propulsion systems like the Stirling engine provide endurance, they essentially restrict the submarine to creeping speeds of 4 to 5 knots. If a commander attempts to accelerate, the energy reserves deplete rapidly, forcing the vessel to snorkel and expose itself. The lithium-ion technology aboard the Taigei solves this kinetic dilemma. These batteries offer more than double the energy density of lead-acid equivalents and, crucially, allow for rapid high-current discharging. This grants the Japanese commander a capability that the Type 039C lacks: the ability to conduct high-speed underwater sprints for extended periods without exhausting power reserves. In a tactical exchange, this allows the Taigei to aggressively close the distance for a firing solution, or to evade incoming torpedoes at high speed, and then immediately return to silence. Furthermore, the recharge rate of lithium-ion batteries is exponentially faster than lead-acid systems, meaning the Taigei spends significantly less time snorkeling, thereby reducing its vulnerability to radar and visual detection. The sensory capabilities of the Japanese vessel further widen the qualitative gap. The ZQQ-8 sonar suite utilizes a conformal array system integrated directly into the bow and flanks of the hull. Unlike traditional cylindrical arrays, this shape optimizes the detection of low-frequency noises emitted by modern damped submarines. The integration of fiber optic hydrophones and advanced signal processing algorithms allows the crew to distinguish the faint mechanical transients of a quiet diesel-electric submarine from the background noise of the ocean. This is paired with the Type 18 torpedo, designated GRX-6, which features an imaging seeker head capable of ignoring acoustic decoys and identifying the specific wake patterns and hull shapes of enemy vessels. However, a purely technical comparison ignores the grim reality of logistics and production capacity. The Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force has achieved its fleet goal of 22 submarines, a number derived from the rigorous operational rotation required to patrol the East China Sea choke points 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Yet, the shipbuilding capacity of China allows it to produce submarines at a rate that dwarfs Japanese output. Estimates suggest the Chinese submarine fleet exceeds 60 units, creating a ratio of roughly 3-to-1. In a prolonged conflict, the high-tech sophistication of the Taigei faces the problem of attrition. A sophisticated weapon that cannot be rapidly replaced is a strategic liability. Moreover, the acoustic advantage Japan has historically enjoyed is eroding. The quietness gap between the Taigei and the Type 039C is narrower than the gap between their predecessors. As the background noise of the ocean remains constant, the diminishing returns of silencing technology mean that detection becomes increasingly difficult for both sides. This shifts the burden of victory from hardware specifications to soft factors, such as crew proficiency and oceanographic data knowledge. The Japanese submarine force is renowned for its rigorous training and intimate knowledge of the bathymetry, the underwater terrain, of the local straits. This home field advantage allows Japanese commanders to utilize thermal layers and salinity gradients to mask their presence more effectively than an adversary operating in hostile waters. The interplay between these two platforms creates a deadly game of cat and mouse. The Type 039C is designed to flood the zone, using its numbers and loitering capability to create a minefield of potential threats that taxes the surveillance resources of the opposing fleet. The Taigei is designed as a sniper, utilizing superior mobility and sensors to sanitize the straits and eliminate high-value targets. The introduction of the YJ-18 missile on Chinese submarines complicates this further, as it forces Japanese anti-submarine warfare assets to engage from greater distances, stretching the defensive perimeter. Ultimately, the Taigei represents the pinnacle of conventional submarine engineering, a testament to the Japanese philosophy of monozukuri applied to national defense. It is arguably the most potent non-nuclear submarine currently in existence. Yet, the presence of the Type 039C serves as a reminder that quantity has a quality all its own. The security of the archipelago cannot rely solely on the superiority of individual hulls. It depends on the integration of these submarines into a wider network of air and surface assets, ensuring that the technological edge of the Taigei is maximized to offset the numerical weight of the opposing fleet. The outcome of this silent competition will not be decided by who has the better battery or the quieter engine alone, but by which naval force can best adapt its doctrine to the transparent and unforgiving realities of modern underwater warfare.